Okay, take two. I guess these videos, the camera just shuts off by itself after about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. We mounted the cart last night, me and Rich. This stuff was already done. I bent up some aluminum, put some 1/2-inch foam on it to locate the nose of the car so it can't come any further forward. We got 3/8 bolts, and underneath we have a pronged T-nut. Okay, it's like a riv nut that doesn't expand. When you tighten up the bolt, it pulls it up and sinks it into the wood. When you take the bolt off, it stays in the wood, right? So we wanted something that was removable because we don't want to trip over these things when we're living in here for the weekend. But we don't want it. We're getting away from the straps, right? So how you holding it in the back, Big Daddy? Old Graybeard's got an answer for that too. Come on, y'all. Yeah, man, it's cold out. Chuck, my buddy Chuck, has already left for his part of the trip with Daytona. He's going to meet us at the hotel Christmas Day when we get into town. But he's already on his way to Kentucky to visit aunts and uncles and cousins and relatives. He took me to Lowe's yesterday, and then Rich helped me mount this thing. We got a D-ring here, a turnbuckle. I actually bought one of them carabiner deals, right? But it wouldn't go over. It wouldn't even go over the bumper, let alone over the rubber. So I altered, as you can see, I cut crank strap hook, right, and just big enough to get the old turnbuckle end in there, and just tightened it by hand. And of course, I spent the extra 13 cents and bought a lock nut just in case. Like Chuck said, we're going 1,200 miles. I'm not even gonna have to think about this thing. That go-kart don't budge. The whole trailer's moving, folks. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I'm sorry. I've outdone myself this time. What we used to do is we had a 2x4 that we would notch the end and it would slide in here from rack leg to rack leg. Had little deadbolts on it and holes and so we could lock them down into each leg. And it had studs on it. And we would literally drop it right onto a pan tab on the front of the back side of the chassis right here and in the same spot on the other side. Obviously you can see we can't get there, and those pan tabs are far more forward of the rack here as it was. So that wasn't gonna work anymore. But we hate using straps, y'all. We just hate them. So this is gonna be quick, easy. When we used the board in the back and dropped it onto studs, and we put the nuts on, we'd leave a little quarter drive ratchet stuck in here, or the top if we took the whole rack, just so we could, and we didn't, to tell you the truth, we didn't even really need to tighten the nuts down because the cart, once it's on them, so it's not going anywhere. But we'd leave a little gizmo back here. Now we need a 5/8 wrench and a 9/16 for the lock nut. We can leave a little wrench peg. I'm build a little pocket or something, whatever it takes. But there you go. Cart's solidly mounted in the trailer. We won't even have to think about what's going on in here while we're driving. Again, it's just part of it. I was tired of strapping it. We had a strap run around the nose of the cart and forcing the cart up against the closed doors here. Now I told you, this is only 1/8" metal. We were pulling the threads out. We ended up putting nuts on the back of both of these. But even though there's nuts on it, still a lot of pressure on this apparatus here. This is all that was holding our go-kart in the trailer, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So we got it fixed up. Thanks to Rich, thanks to Chuck for helping out. It's cold, man. It's like my hand's freezing right now. It's like 26 degrees or something out here. It's cold. And the world's throwing more garbage at us as we speak. I'll bring you this is the good news tape for today. I'm gonna bring you another clip in a little while, some bad news, but you know what? Praise the Lord, we're gonna move on anyway. We're not gonna let it detract us from getting things done. We thought we were gonna cruise right in to hooking up and getting out of here, and today, not so much, not the case. But you know what? We will persevere. God bless, Godspeed. I'm praying for y'all. Pray for me too. Obviously, I need it. But we'll get her hooked up. I'll bring you that video that I'm talking about in just a few minutes, as soon as my fingers and hands warm up. Love y'all. Hang in there. That cart ain't going nowhere.